As it turns out, I was filthy.
She was so filthy dirty, disgusting, half the place left. I said I'd never hire her again.
I was filthy. And stand on that fact. I have always been filthy. And you knew that when you hired me. I headlined, babe, at your casino, which I might have continued to play had you not run it into the ground.
Exactly.
But
it does that.
You know, listen, how dumb are you? You hired me 4 times. You can go to William Morris and get the things, because I know you all are going to be looking for it. So talk to William Morris. You hired me 4 times, and you didn't know what you were getting? How dumb are you? Also, this is my favorite.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell you before I say it that it enraged me. There is a definite anti-white feeling in the country right now.
Oh, please.
Yeah, that's what he said. You know, sir.
Oh, sir?
Yeah, sir. Nobody in your family was hung. Nobody in your family was chased because of the color of their skin. How dare you? There's no anti-white issue here. You are perpetrating anti-humanist issues here.
And for Trump to have put that out today, I'm going to say it. You know, damn it, there's an American family grieving.
Yeah.
This is a tragedy, not just for the family, but for all who knew and loved him. And for the President of the United States to make this about him and a way to attack Rob Reiner because he exercised his American right to speak up with what he disagreed with is shameful, is disgraceful, and out of all the disgusting things that Donald Trump has done, this is right up there.
Yeah.
I don't understand the man in that White House because he talks so much about Charlie Kirk and Kerry. Mm-hmm. And suddenly, this is what he puts out. Yeah. Have you no shame? No shame at all? This is can you get any lower? I don't think so.
A number of Republicans have denounced your statement on Truth Social after the murder of Rob Reiner. Do you stand by that post?
Well, I wasn't a fan of his at all. He was a deranged person as far as Trump is concerned. He said he knew it was false. In fact, it's the exact opposite, that I was a friend of Russia, controlled by Russia. You know, it was the Russia hoax. He was one of the people behind it. I think he hurt himself in career-wise. He became like a deranged person, Trump derangement syndrome. So I was not a fan of Rob Reiner at all, in any way, shape, or form. I thought he was very bad for our country. Yeah.
That man has something to say to me.
Oh.
He saw a meme. You know who? Saw a meme that said I was leaving the country. People always see these crazy memes that I'm going to leave the country if he gets in there. Somebody else thought I was leaving, was sending suggestions for people to take my place. Look, I'm not going anywhere. Okay? And it's not for the reason, you little snowflake. It's not for the reason you think. He said nobody wanted me. Honey.
We want you, Whoopi.
Well, you know what? It wouldn't matter if no one here wanted me. Thank you. But I know where I'm going to be because I got a contract. So I'm going to be here where I'm wanted for the next couple of years.
But if he gets reelected, he will destroy.
Well, listen, if he gets reelected, we deserve what we get.
Yeah.
If we, yes,
not voting for him. Don't put me in there.
If we put him back in, if he gets back in, we deserve what we got because it meant that we were not loud enough or strong enough or that a constitution wasn't strong enough to keep this bozo out.
Yeah.
Aha, your response, Governor.
I think the ladies on The View have been more than loud enough. The problem is, when she says we'll get what we deserve, I'd love to get gasoline prices back when Donald Trump was president. Would love to see grocery prices 18% lower than they are under Joe Biden.
You know who is still bulldozing ahead with building a White House ballroom that no one voted for, no one asked for, and once again, it's promises made and promises broken. Take a look.
It won't interfere with the current building. It'll be near it, but not touching it, and pays total respect to the existing building, which I'm the biggest fan of. It's my favorite. Right behind us, we're building a ballroom. They've wanted a ballroom for 150 years, and I'm giving that honor to this wonderful place. Right on the other side, you have a lot of construction going on, which you might hear periodically. You're going to see a ballroom the likes of which I don't think it'll be topped.
Okay. Okay. That is not your building. You
Correct.
don't own that building. That would be like me going over to Trump Tower and saying I'm going to build a disco. You know, they've wanted a disco in Trump Tower for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, come on, man. You don't own that building. That is the people's building. You don't own it.
A thing that just kind of hit me in the gut, that you were in some ways, even though you're still grieving your mom and your brother, part of you was glad that your mom didn't see Trump's presidency.
No. I think she would not have been able to handle this, nor my brother. We are barely handling it.
Right.
But my belief is that as much as we like to test ourselves and see how far we can go, fascism is not something we should be fooling with in this country.
Totally.
You know,
Everyone loses.
Everybody loses, and it's not good for anyone. And it's not good for poor folks. It is not good for y'all because you become slave fodder. It's not a good thing. It's not good for women because you are now being told and dictated to, and you can't say anything because they, throw you in a jail or whatever. He's going to take it. He's going to fly and use it, but he's not supposed to have it. I got the Constitution right here. He's not supposed to have the plane. Okay. And if people always want us to be respectful and do the things and talk about the stuff we talk about. We can do all of that. But when you are blatantly giving the country the middle finger, that is blatant. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to take the plane.
Don't you think when he lets these white Africans in and claims that's giving the middle finger to the black community? My God.
Listen, no, I don't. Let me tell you why.
Why?
I don't think so, because that finger has never gone down.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you love watching daytime television that absolutely liquefies political chaos, smash the subscribe button, give this video a like. And today we are breaking down how one Hollywood legend, Whoopi Goldberg, absolutely destroyed Trump live on TV. The clips you just watched is just a start of everything she has said. There's a point where Whoopi Goldberg denied to actually say Trump's name loud because she felt like it's an insult. This is not the first time Whoopi Goldberg has spoken against the president, and in this video we will be breaking more of that for you. Grab your popcorn and sit down tight because you need to see how she actually destroyed Trump live on TV. If you're new here, please do to subscribe, and if you're returning, do to subscribe as well. Let's get into it.
Listen, take him seriously and take him literally.
I don't think that we have to. I think it would be remiss of us to not say Joe Biden knows how to do this.
Yes.
He knows how to do this. He's quite good at this. And you can't refute anything with him because he just, when I say him, I mean
He rambles.
Trump.
Yeah.
He tends to just
But can I mention one thing?
look. I'm not going anywhere. And it's not for the reason, you little snowflake. It's not for the reason you think. He said nobody wanted me. Honey.
We want you, Whoopi.
Well, you know what? It wouldn't matter if no one here wanted me. Thank you. But I know where I'm going to be. A lot of Republicans are calling this politically motivated. And some people on both sides of the aisle say the case is weak. So all spin aside, isn't this what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to bring the case and then you have to prove it, right? Isn't that the job?
No, prosecutors aren't supposed to just throw spaghetti against the wall and drag defendants through hell on the off chance, however remote, that they might be able to prove a case that they can't even specify in an indictment. No, no, no.
50 years I've had this right. And here you've snatched this right out of my hands. You've taken my right as a woman to make decisions about myself, and you're bragging to me and you want me to give you my vote? These have been put in place for a reason. All of these laws, you are not obligated to have an abortion. No one is obligated to have an abortion. So you never have to have one. And I hope no one ever has to have one. But if you find yourself in a position where you have to, I want to make sure, and I'm way past having kids. I want to make sure, yes, way past. I want to make sure that if you decide this is what you need to do, I'm going to get behind you. I think he's angry at the country because I think he feels that Americans didn't support him. He feels our allies didn't support him, and now he's getting even. That's how, because there's no other reason to do what he's doing. It doesn't make sense to me. You were saying, boxing out China. There are ways to do this.
With a scalpel, not a sledgehammer.
Yes, but he's gone in with with what do you call those big machines that roll over
A
stuff?
snowplow? A cement presser?
Thank you.
Ladies of The View have become so toxic, so unlikable and full of bile that even the woke warriors at ABC and parent company Disney are telling them to tone down their political commentary, to just rethink the constant anti-Trump hate and hysteria, to perhaps, I don't know, stick to the facts so they don't have to issue so many corrections and apologies. But sadly, these ladies will not be told. They are going to keep up the lies and hate. Here is Whoopi Goldberg lying about Donald Trump again, firstly claiming Memorial Day was the first time Trump has said anything positive about Gold Star families.
It was about time we heard him give the Gold Star families their due. It was about time he did that because he spoke and said we are proud of our Gold Star families. This is the first time, at least maybe unless you've heard him do it.
No, he's hosted them at the White House in his first term.
Right, but the last time we collectively heard him talking about Gold Star families, it was not positive. He was also asked about wanting Republicans to take over and nationalize voting. Yeah. Take a look.
You've recently suggested nationalizing elections. What do you mean by that?
And I didn't say national, I said there are some areas in our country that are extremely corrupt. They have very corrupt elections.
Will you trust the results of the midterms if Republicans lose control of Congress?
I will, but if the elections are honest. Look, I want the last one that wants to complain.
Is your TV broke? Has nobody showed you the things that have come out of your mouth, sir? You did say that. We saw you say it.
Yes.
It's on video.
Yeah.
Unless now you telling everybody that was AI.
Well, that's sure.
No,
Maybe he has short-term memory loss.
Maybe, but is this a hint that we're going to hear more election fraud claims if the GOP loses?
Yes,
the midterm?
He's setting it up for that.
But here's the thing: if you, I'm getting hysterical. I'm just letting you know. You sent people into Georgia, okay? You called Georgia when you lost, and you said, look, all I need is 11,000 votes. We saw you say that on the video.
Right.
You say you believe you won. But if you believe you won, why were you calling them to get you extra votes?
Thank you.
And if you are going to get these ballots years after
Yeah.
Past the statute of limitations.
Years past the statute of limitations. What? This is why people feel like you cheat.
Yeah.
Because why do you need these? But the state of Georgia has said to you, sir. They called you sir. They said you lost. You lost here. You lost here. You lost here. You lost in Georgia.
Yeah.
You knew. And now, so this is why people are questioning.
But you know,
what
this
you're
is
doing.
why.
Because she said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you. Because without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
Yeah.
Because women were not invited to that table. Mm-hmm. Women were not invited to many tables in this nation. The reason we fought and busted our behinds to make sure that you didn't have to worry about this. And now to hear you talk about it and to hear anybody talk about the wokeness was put in place for a reason. Because black people couldn't get into colleges. Because women could not get into the colleges they wanted to go to. This is all women.
Yeah.
See, this is not black, Asian, this is all women. Women were not invited to this party. It was a man's world, and we busted our asses to make sure that this was a person's world. So please stop using that phrase you're talking about because you don't understand what you're saying. Mm-hmm. You're saying about yourself that, you know, hey, that's a terrible thing to be. It's not a terrible thing to be. That's why we fought. That's what we were fighting for, so that you could stand in that podium, so that Catherine Jean-Pierre could stand at that podium. So women of all kinds of colors and ilks, wherever they came from, whatever their belief system was, they had the opportunity to bust down that door.
Well, as much as I don't really buy with some of the things the View ladies actually do say, but to be honest, Whoopi Goldberg is one person that I think when she speaks makes some sense. You cannot imagine for once that Trump hired this lady 4 times and then suddenly complains that she's stupid. I mean, what's the sense in it? You hire her not just 1 time, not just 2 times. We're talking about 4 times here. That means there was some substance to actually what she was doing. She had some sort of skill. Then suddenly, because she goes against you, you throwing jabs at her. Obviously, you can see the pattern here. It's something that we've seen over from the president. But regardless, I love Whoopi Goldberg. I love the way she actually breaks this down. Now, I'm not just saying this because she's black, because I think so many people think I'm saying this because she's black. But honestly, think about it for a second. You hire someone, then the next minute the person is talking against you. You tell the person was stupid. So has the person changed or what happened? And guess what? I love the fact that she brought up the topic that Trump's, I think, was gambling empire fell down when she left. So it was some sort of evidence that she was doing her work well. Now, some of the things Whoopi Goldberg actually says, I do not really buy into them. I understand why she says some of these things because Trump also threw jabs at her. I understand that so well, but most of the messaging makes sense. Say, for example, what happened in Georgia. The president actually called and he was on the record that he needed just 11,000 votes. And the question where they asked, if you had to lose, are you going to say it was fair? Now, I love the way the president answered there by saying, if he was honest, but the question is, if he was honest, will he actually accept it? But yeah, he did say if he was honest, he's going to accept it. But there's an evidence that claims that he requested for some number of votes to alter it. You get what I mean? I just don't want to say that outright because of the YouTube community guidelines. But you get what I mean exactly here. So the question really is, did Whoopi Goldberg actually speak the truth there or not? Well, as for me, she actually did speak the truth. And yeah, I've said this so many times, she has some substance to everything she's saying. I mean, I love the fact that, I low-key love the fact that the president is outspoken. He doesn't just sit back and all these things happen. He speaks about them on the real time, Twitter, X, whatever platform you're comfortable with. But the question is it really true? Does it really have substance? Now, to think that at some point we have freedom of speech and they try to cancel these women and all this because they say things that probably are not in line with the view of the president is not right. But there are some specific things that they say that are not facts as well, because I think they have been corrected not once, not twice, just on the video you have watched. But I truly believe that with every how do I phrase this? In America, those two forces are very important. Everyone should not be on the same line, and I think that's what makes America really great. But again, I love the messaging from Whoopi Goldberg here. I love how she phrases it, and she gets very emotional, passionate about Trump when she speaks about Trump. Some people might say it's a Trump derangement syndrome, but I just don't think that way, right? But well, I hope you've enjoyed this video so far. I think more clips will actually come up in the next video, because there's a certain clip where she was asked, will you actually call the president's name, and she had to spit. That got me, it was very funny to me, and that's the point of creating these videos, to bring out these political moments into comedic and enjoyable videos. Well, again, these videos are not to discredit anyone. If you clearly see, we're trying to speak from both ends, and just to make the environment feel a bit lighter, because right now in the United States, the political tension is quite high. So if you love this video and you love content like this, please do also subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I'll see you in another one.